Basically how the program will work is if you want to go to one of the three businesses involved, Roseville Toyota, Firestone Auto Care, or Bill McAnally Racing. All three businesses are here in the city of Roseville. You can make an appointment or you can go in. An appointment is preferred. It'll be easier on you if you make an appointment. That way they know you're coming and they can schedule it ahead of time. They will take appointments for SUV, trucks, and other high-profile type vehicles where a person can get underneath a vehicle and steal a converter. Those are the vehicles that are being targeted by thieves, and these are the vehicles that they will etch for the etching program. Basically, when the vehicle comes in, they will spray it with a high-temperature paint, and then they will etch it with your license plate number on all the converters underneath your vehicle.
But Dominic and Dave Rogers, obviously, Dave Rogers as well with Roseville Toyota, thank you very much for hosting today. Bill McAnally with Napa Care Center, Robert Garn of Firestone, and Reeby's Auto Parts for their generous support of this crime prevention effort in our city. It's about the partnerships that are so important, that businesses partner with our cities to make programs like this that are so important for theft protection. I'd also like to recognize the City of Roseville's Citizens Benefit Trust Fund. The City of Roseville is unusual in that we have dollars available from the sale of our Roseville Hospital. In 1993, we formed the Citizens Benefit Trust Fund, and 90% of the interest that's earned on these dollars are given out in the forms of grants. So when we sold the hospital, we had these grant funds to give out, and so the residents have really benefited from this money over the years. And it's because of the Citizens Benefit Trust Fund that gave the grant to make this program happen. They were able to buy the heat-resistant paint and the etchers that are on these catalytic converters. So if you own one of the most targeted vehicles for the catalytic converter theft, you need to be able to take advantage of this free program by calling one of these participating businesses that I just mentioned to get your catalytic converter etched and prevent the theft. This is just another example of how well Roseville works with other businesses, and again, Roseville is at the forefront in thinking ahead of ways to prevent crimes.
Let me just say there are many factors that go into crime, and some of those we have no control over, and some of those we do have control over. And in this case, what's driving this is the price of metal. So people are stealing all sorts of metal items throughout our communities and other communities, one of which are catalytic converters because of the precious metals that they contain inside. So what might cost you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to replace, they'll get $100 for on the black market or through recyclers. And so that's really what drives this crime, and we have no control over the price of metal. But what we do have control over, 100% control over, is how as a community we deal with this, and how as a community do we keep our neighborhoods and business districts safe. And that's one of the unique things about Roseville. One of the great things about Roseville is that we work very well together, whether it's neighborhood associations or businesses, police department, other city entities, other city departments, to ensure that the quality of life of Roseville stays very high. And that's constantly our goal. How do we continue to improve the quality of life in Roseville? And so this is one of those ways. So one of the things that happens on a regular basis on our streets are these catalytic converters are stolen. And if you imagine you steal a catalytic converter, you put it in your trunk and you start to leave that neighborhood to go to wherever you came from, and an officer stops you and finds the catalytic converter in the trunk or inside your car, it's very difficult for us to determine where that was stolen from. That officer very well knows that it's stolen because nobody really drives around with a catalytic converter in their trunk. But there's no way for us to determine where it got stolen from. Therefore, no way for us to determine who the victim is. So it's very hard for us to charge them with a theft when we don't have a victim. And so this does a couple things. It solves that problem. One, it's bright orange and it's etched with a license plate number, so that the officer can run that license plate number and get to the victim and determine that they were the victim of this catalytic converter theft, and then we can charge them for it and recover the catalytic converter. That's the first thing. That's very helpful to us in charging people and holding them accountable for the crimes that they commit in our community. But the other thing it does is it puts recyclers on notice that if they take in a catalytic converter, it's not uncommon to go to a recycling plant and see a bin full of catalytic converters. But where they came from, are they illegal, are they legit, who knows? So that's the other thing. It puts recyclers on notice that they shouldn't be taking in these catalytic converters that are painted and etched. And if they do, they could be arrested. The third thing is when a thief or a criminal in our community climbs underneath one of our cars and they see this bright orange paint, that will serve as a deterrent because they know that they are more likely to get arrested for this if they steal that catalytic converter. We're not under the illusion that some of these thieves will turn over the new leaf as soon as they see that orange paint, but we do expect that they'll go to a different community to commit their crimes outside of our community. So those are three great things that come from this program, and the fact that we are partnering with businesses shows that Roseville feels it's a community-wide concern to keep our neighborhoods safe. So again, I would like to thank very much the businesses that are helping us in this effort because it is truly a team effort, and hopefully we'll keep people from having to come home or leave their house in the morning and notice that their car doesn't work and go through that complete inconvenience and monetary loss of getting a new catalytic converter. So thank you.
Good afternoon, welcome. On behalf of Mr. Sullivan and Dave Rogers, we're happy to be part of this. When the Roseville PD approached me and asked me if we'd like to assist in this effort, it was a simple answer, didn't take much thought. So I know what it's like to have something stolen, and it's not very much fun. And this is very costly to us, it's costly to our consumers, it's raising all of our insurance rates, so we're proud to be part of this community and proud to support these efforts. And like I said, again, on behalf of Mr. Sullivan, Dave Rogers, we're happy to do this. They're very involved in the community, and we'll support it any chance we get. Thank you very much.